Next topic as per your teaching plan is conjugate points and conjugate line. Both are related to the concept of pole and polar. So let me first write definition of conjugate point and conjugate lines. Then we will try to look at it geometrically, and then we will come to proof of how to prove or the claim about the definition of conjugate points and conjugate lines. Okay. So as per your teaching plan, article 6.41 on page number 76. Definition is conjugate points. Conjugate points. Conjugate points. Here it is written that we shall show that if the polar of P passes through Q, then polar of Q will pass through P. So 2 points are said to be conjugate. We can say that say 2 points P and Q are said to be conjugate points with respect to a conic are said to be conjugate points with respect to a conic respect to a conic. If the polar of P, look, if the polar of P passes through Q, then the polar of Q will pass through P. Then the polar of Q will pass through P. Please mute your mic. So this one is the definition. This one is the definition for conjugate points. So according to this definition, 2 such points are said to be. Now let us look at first geometry. See, if you recall that. So if you recall, then the polar of Q. Yes, Mujahid, please mute your mic. So as per definition, 2 points P and Q are said to be conjugate points with respect to conic. If the polar of P passes through Q and the polar of Q passes through P. So if 2 points are such that, then we will say that those points are conjugate points. So earlier we have seen that pole and polar pair is unique. Always for a particular pole we have always one polar, and for a particular polar we have one pole. So this combination is unique, and also we have seen, I have explained all these things with when it comes to for the sake of explanation we have chosen circle, just because in case of circle the diagram looks more clear, but it will hold for any conic. The definition of pole and polar is for in general true for any conic. So let us try to understand what we mean by conjugate point, because already we have seen that how to plot pole and polar with respect to a circle. So imagine that circle as in general a conic, and you can do the same definition, but for convenience I am taking here circle. So let me recall quickly all those results. We have seen that if your point P lies outside, then for obtaining polar, what we have done, from this point we have obtained the variable chords, from this point we have obtained the variable chords, and at the chords, suppose this one is A1, B1, this one is A2, B2, and this one is A3, B3, and so on. One can draw infinite, in fact uncountable number of variable chords passing through point P to this circle. I mean in general to this conic. So at this, at the extremities of the endpoints where it cuts the conic, let us draw tangents. Let us draw tangents. Okay, let us draw tangents. So we have seen that suppose those tangents cut here, and after joining we will get the polar. So this one is the equation of polar. So we have seen that whenever pole lies outside, polar is going to intersect the, in case I have taken circle. So polar is going to intersect the circle, say is equal to 0. In general, you can replace this definition by conic, because similar things will hold in general for conic. And if you take and look at its converse, if your polar, if your polar is going to intersect the conic, then what will happen that if you draw the tangents here, because polar, if you take any points on this, and if you draw tangents here, then look, intersection of all such chord as per definition is going to meet at a common point. Is going to meet at, if you take any point here, and draw tangents from here, and try to draw chords here, then what you will find that they are going to concurrent at the same some particular point. They are going to concurrent whenever you take any point on this polar. Whenever you take polar is such that it is intersecting the circle. So whenever we will take some points and let us draw the tangents to the circle, and then the points at which it is intersecting, let us join, let us extend this, then you will find that they are going, this chord where on extending all these chords are going to meet at a common point, and that common point is called pole. So whenever polar is going to intersect the circle, pole is will be outward, and whenever pole is outward, then this polar is going to intersect the circle. So first case we have already done. Second case, I explained you that in case suppose your point P lies on the circle itself, on the conic itself, then in that case polar and this tangent will coincide. Why? Because from this point P, let us draw the variable chords. Let me draw the variable chords. Okay, so in this you can draw infinite number of chords, but and at the end point, if you take draw tangents at the end point, so you can see that they are meeting on this line. Again, if you draw, already this one is a tangent here, so at this point say A1, this point is say B1, and if you try to draw the chords here, tangent here, then again you will find that this is going to meet on this common line. Okay, this line. So again this tangent is going to meet somewhere on this line. So basically this one is going to serve you as a polar, and it is also equation of tangent in that case. So when point P lies on circle on the conic itself, then in that case you will find that the polar and tangent both will coincide. And the third case which I have discussed is about this one. If you recall in my earlier lectures, then already I have shown that if your point P lies somewhere inside, then at this point, if you try to draw the variable chords, say they are intersecting at say A1, B1, you can take, just for explanation, I have taken 2. One can draw infinite number of chords, in fact, uncountably infinite. So what you will find that if you draw the endpoints, tangents at the end point of this chord A1, B1, so you will find that they are intersecting here somewhere. And similarly, if you draw the tangents at say A2, B2, then you will find that they are intersecting here. And if you join them, then you will find that basically this one is your polar for this pole, when pole is lying inside the circle in general conic. So you will find that polar lies always outside. So now using this concept, we will come to conjugate point. Using all this concept, I will come to the definition of conjugate points. You have to keep things in mind, that whenever pole lies outside, polar is going to intersect the conic. Whenever polar is intersecting the conic, pole will lies outside. And if pole is on the conic, in general, here I have for diagram, for explanation purpose, I have taken circle, but in general, if you generalize this, so this is what requirement of your, polar definition of pole and polar. And if point P lies on the conic, then you will find that in that case, polar and tangent will coincide. And if your point lies inside then you will find that the polar is outside. The polar is outside. So using this technique, what I am going to explain here, that as per definition, those 2 points are said to be conjugate points with respect to a conic if the polar of P passes through Q, and in that case, polar of Q should also pass through P. So let me suppose in case of circle, okay, just for explanation, suppose 2 points are there. Suppose some point P is there and some point Q is there. I mean, this point may be outside, one point may be inside, one point may be outside, or both may be inside. So just for the sake of explanation, I am drawing here. So as per definition, these 2 points are said to be polar. I mean, conjugate point. These 2 points P and Q are said to be conjugate point. Look, if see this point I am taking inside the circle. So for this, polar will be somewhere outside. As per the previous result, polar will, and if this is passing through Q, then for this point Q, if you assume this point as polar, somewhere on this line, if you assume a point Q as polar, sorry, pole, on this polar, see this line you can consider L1 equal to 0, is pole for P, polar for P. Let me write here, is polar for P. And similarly, this line, say this is, if you take any point on this line, because as per definition, pole of those 2 points are said to be conjugate if polar of P, if polar of this point P, suppose L1 equal to 0, passes through Q, and also in that case the polar of Q, so since this point lies outside, so its polar is going to intersect the circle. So suppose it is some circle, let me take this one, say L2 equal to 0. So L2 equal to 0 is polar for Q, is polar for the point Q. So these 2 points in that case are said to be say L1 equal to 0, L2 equal to, sorry, these 2 points P and Q are said to be conjugate pole, So look at the definition. I have drawn this diagram just to imagine that actually what is going on. So, but this definition we have to follow. So as per definition, 2 points P and Q are said to be conjugate points with respect to a conic if the polar of P passes through Q, and then polar of Q must pass through P. So if this happens, then such 2 points are said to be conjugate points. Now, question is how to derive it. I mean, how to show that polar of P, I mean, 2 such points will said to be conjugate. So let us come to that definition quickly. Then we will. So as per look, the polar of P. Let me draw your diagram just for the sake of explanation. Suppose here we have P and here I have Q, and these are the polar. This one is the polar for, and this one is the polar for Q. Polar for Q, polar for Q, and this one is the polar for P. Polar for point P. So what I am trying to say, how to prove that if polar of P passes through Q, then polar of Q will pass through P. So we will see that both are going to satisfy the same line. I mean, so how to show that? Suppose the coordinates of point P are x1, y1, and the coordinates of Q are x2, y2. So we know how to write equation of polar for a conic. So in general, let P be a point x1, y1 whose polar with respect to, in general, here I am talking in general, conic S equal to 0 means S is basically this expression ax square plus by square plus 2hxy plus 2f plus 2gx plus 2f plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. So whenever I say means this expression, conic, general equation of conic. So what is the equation of polar here? Whose polar with respect to is? So we know how to write equation of polar. So you need to replace x square by xx1, y square by y1. Already I have done all those things earlier. So let me write here axx1 plus b by y1 plus here you need to write 2h xy1 plus yx1 by 2 plus 2g x plus x1 by 2 x plus x1 by 2 plus 2f y plus y1 by 2 plus c equal to 0. Let me call this as equation number 1. So as per definition, if for this point, this is the polar, assuming this one is pole, this one is the polar. Now, as per definition, see, polar of P must pass through Q. Polar of this point P, basically this line is passing through Q. So, and the coordinates of Q is x2, y2. So, it must satisfy x2, y2. So, since equation of polar 1 is passing through x2, y2, then only variables are x, y, because x1, y1 is a fixed point for this particular pole. So in place of x, write x2, and in place of y, write y2. So what will be? We have ax2, x1 plus b, y2, y1 plus 2h. You can cancel 2 here. Okay, let me write, it will not matter. x2, y1 plus y2, x1 upon 2 plus 2 y times 2g x2 plus x1 by 2 plus 2f y2 plus y1 by 2 plus c equal to 0. So this is your, now let me label this one as equation number 2. Equation number 2, this box relation as equation number 2. Okay, now do the reverse. For this point P, Q, whose coordinates is given by x2, y2, write equation of polar, and since that is passing through x1, y1, so you will see that the same equation you will obtain. The only matter is that what I am trying to explain is, see that this equation you can also visualize is that if you write equation of polar for point Q, x2, y2, then you will get this equation. Say on this, I need to write x square as x2, so ax x2 plus again by y2 plus right all term 2x y2 plus yx2, okay, upon 2 plus 2gx. So in place of x, write x plus x2 by 2 plus 2f y plus y2 by 2 plus c equal to 0. So you will find this one. Okay. Now, since this passes through, just observe it that since as per definition, if the polar of Q passes through P, so it must satisfy equation. If it passes through P, then in place of x, replace x by x1. So what you will get? ax1, x2, and so on. Look at this term and this term. So we are getting the same equation. So thus you can also you can also say that so this is the required condition. So we have seen that we have the same equation in both cases. Okay. Now similarly there is definition for conjugate line. So let me also explain it. Then we will obtain the condition under which two given lines are conjugate. Suppose two lines are given, then under what condition they will be conjugate. So for that I need to explain again definition of conjugate lines. So for that similar definition is for conjugate line. Suppose we are provided with, so as per definition, if the pole of a line, let me write the definition which is given in your book. If the pole of a line, so two lines, say if the pole of a line u1 equal to 0 or l1 equal to 0, let me take the same notation which is given in your book. So if the pole of a line u1 equal to 0 lies on another line u2 equal to 0, then the pole of u2 equal to 0 lies on u1 equal to 0. So this is the I mean two such lines, say u1 equal to 0 and u2 equal to 0 are said to be conjugate lines. if as per definition the pole of a line u1 equal to 0 lies on the line u2 equal to 0, and then the pole of u2 equal to 0 lies on the u1 equal to 0. So what is going on here that suppose u1 equal to 0 is one of the line and u2 equal to 0 is one of the second line. So there is a let me take any point P on this line, say whose coordinates are x1 y1, and any point Q on this line whose coordinates are x2 y2. So as per definition, what it is saying that two such lines, actually these are the lines and these are the points. These are the points. This one is the point lying on this line, and this one is the point lying on this line. So, as per definition, if the pole of a line, suppose for this line, this one is the pole. This one is the pole. If the pole of line, if the pole of this line lies on this line, u2 equal to 0. So let me write here that suppose on this line we have point P, and on this line I have some point Q, whose coordinates are given by say x2 y2, and this one is x1 y1. And suppose the equation of this line is given by u1 equal to 0, and this one is given by u2 equal to 0. So as per definition, try to understand the diagram that if the polar of this, say Q, lies on the line u2 equal to 0, and if the polar of this line, say this one is the polar for P, and this one is the polar for Q. So if the polar, for this line, suppose this P is the pole, and this lies on the line u1 equal to 0. Then such two lines are said to be conjugate lines. So if you look at the previous definition, then these 2 points will be said as, these 2 points will be called as, these 2 points will be called as conjugate points, and these 2 lines will be called as conjugate lines. So its proof is also similar. The same technique someone can do. It's already given in your line. So you can also look at the same previous proof. That is also going to be the same one. So okay, let me write it again. And then I will derive. Okay, so let me also complete this article. So, or you can take it as home assignment. Take this article 6.42 as well. Similar kind of thing. In the earlier case, I have done it for the points. So same you can repeat for the for those 2 lines. For those 2 lines. Okay, for those 2 lines. Because again you will get the same condition. I can explain this one. If you look at this equation and this equation. So actually this line is, this polar is pole for this line, and this one is pole for say x2 y2. Okay, this point is lying on this line. So you can see that both lines, after substituting, you will again see that you will get the same equation. So they are agreeing. So you can complete article 6.42. It's already solved in your book. So I now take it as home assignment. First read it. If again you have doubt, you can discuss with me. Now, I am going to cover the next article, article 6.43. So as per this article, suppose any 2 lines are given, then under what condition they are going to denote conjugate lines? Suppose any 2 general lines are given and some conic is given. So with respect to that conic, under what condition those 2 lines are going to be conjugate lines? So that article I am going to, because already I have explained the definition. So article is the condition. The condition that 2 given lines should be conjugate with respect to the given conic. With respect to the given conic. So suppose those lines are, we need to find the condition under which 2 given lines are conjugate. For conjugate lines. So this article 6.43 given on page number 76, page 76. So let me explain this. So suppose such lines are this, let Lx plus My plus n equal to 0. How much time I have? Just wait, because also I missed. Okay, 10 minutes I will complete this one. So let Lx plus My plus n equal to 0 be your first equation of line, and see L dash x plus M dash y plus n dash equal to 0 be the second line. Now we need to obtain condition on this CLMN, and the general equation of conic is the same: ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. This one is your conic, general equation of conic. So with respect to this conic, under what condition these two lines are going to be conjugate lines? So this is the article. So we know that the idea behind this is, so let us take any point on this one. Let us take any point on the first line. We will write for that point, we know how to write equation of polar for this conic. And that polar, basically that polar, if you take on that polar, if you take any point, then for that point, the polar will be this line. So on comparing this one, we will have the condition, and by eliminating the, in terms of, we need our answer in terms of element L dash, M dash, N dash, and these coefficients A, H, B, G, F, and C. So let us look at this. So suppose these two lines be conjugate lines for the conic s equal to 0. Let these two lines be conjugate lines. Be conjugate lines for the conic s equal to 0. This one. Now let x1, y1 be the pole of. Let us take any point on this one. Let me consider any point on this one, x dash, y dash, and for this point lying on this line, let me write equation of polar. So that polar comes out to be this, because we have already assumed these two lines as conjugate lines. So as per definition, whatever point you will choose on this line and write equation for polar, because for a particular pole, polar is unique. So whatever point you will choose on this one, and these two are conjugate lines. So as per definition, the polar for any point lying on this line will be same as this line. So, and then we will compare them. Their coefficient will be proportional. So let me write here that let x dash, y dash. I am using the same notation which is given you in your book. The important part is that you need to understand the concept behind this one. So let x dash, y dash be the pole of 1. I mean for this point on this line, this one is the polar. Okay, let x dash, y dash be the pole of first with respect to conic s equal to 0. Then first line first, then this line, because we have taken this point on this line. Then equation first is the same as we know how to write equation of polar to this one. So replace for this point. So we need to write x square as x dash. So write ax x dash plus h times xy dash plus yx dash plus b y dash. Write y square as y dash plus g times x plus x dash plus f times y plus y dash plus c equal to 0. So on taking, let us compute coefficient of x and y. So if you compute coefficient of x, you will have this term. Already it's solved in books, so I'm directly writing it without wasting time. So you can easily compute this term. Why we are computing coefficient of x? Because I need to compare with them, because both lines are going to be same. So their coefficient will be proportional. So I need to compare, write it hx dash plus b, let me write it, plus f plus gx dash plus fy dash plus c equal to 0. Now, as per definition of conjugate lines, this line, third and first should be same. The line third and first, this line should be same, because both are acting as polar for the point x dash y dash taken on this line. And we know that pole and polar, for every pole, the polar is unique. So using that condition, since both A and line 1 and 3 are represent same line, as line 1 and 3 represent same polar, same polar. So their coefficient will be proportional. So let me write here their coefficient. So you can see here that what I have. Let me write here. Coefficient of x here is ax dash plus hy dash plus g, and coefficient of x here is l. So after writing, this implies that ax dash plus hy dash plus g upon l is equal to coefficient of y is hx dash plus dy dash plus f upon m is equal to constant term. So if you look at the constant term here, it is gx dash plus fy dash plus c, because x dash and y dash are fixed point and g of c are already a fixed value for a particular conic. So I can write here gx dash plus fy dash plus c upon n. Suppose this proportionality constant is equal to some real number, say lambda, okay, as per given limit. So therefore, on solving this, what I have, let us simplify with this one. Let me simplify all this again. So I can write this equation as ax dash plus hy dash plus g minus L lambda equal to 0. Similarly, from the second one, I have hx dash plus dy dash plus f minus m lambda equal to 0. And from here, gx dash plus fy dash plus c minus n lambda equal to 0. Now, look, and also see, if, because as per definition, point x dash y dash, we have taken this point x dash y dash on the second line, on the line L dash x plus m dash y plus n dash equal to 0. So it must satisfy this equation. So from here I have L dash x dash plus m dash y dash plus n dash is equal to 0, Now look, if you notice, then what things we are given to us. Equation of conic is given to us, a, h, all these coefficients are known to us, because whenever a conic is given to you, all this for a particular conic, I mean whether it's circle, ellipse, hyperbola, parabola, whatever it, this coefficient will be known. This coefficient will be known. These two lines are given to you, so whenever two lines are given to us, then L, M, N, L dash, M dash, N dash are known to us. So we need our answer in terms of this known coefficient. But here we have assumed this one as x dash, y dash, some points on. So in your final answer, it must be eliminated. Now look, A, H, G, L, all these are known, but here x dash, y dash, L, lambda, all these have to be eliminated. And you can write this 4 cross 4 equation in terms of, in this format, say Ax equal to 0 in matrix form. In earlier lecture, I have said that for a homogeneous system of equation, Ax equal to 0, for non-trivial solution, always determinant of A has to be 0, because whenever determinant of A is non-zero, A inverse will exist, and if you operate A inverse by this, basically this one is a 0 matrix with A inverse 0, then what you will get? You will get this one as an identity and x equal to 0. This means all variable has to be 0, which is not possible. I mean, so in that case, you will get the trivial solution. So for non-trivial solution, in that case, you may get the trivial solution. For non-trivial solution, always we have to put determinant equal to 0. So from there, eliminating. So I need to write eliminating x dash, y dash, and lambda from all these equation. I mean 3, 4. You can call this 4, 5, 6, and 7. I mean this 4 system of equation. I have this one. Look, coefficient here A, H, G. And this one is L. Similarly, write coefficient of B, F, M, G, F, C, N, L dash, N dash, N dash, 0 is equal to 0. Okay. So this is the required condition. I mean, if this determinant is 0, then such two lines are said to be conjugate lines. Look at the definition. These two lines, actually these two general lines are given to us. We need to find condition that under what condition these two lines are going to be conjugate lines with respect to a particular conic. So answer is that If this determinant is 0, now look at this determinant. In this determinant, all the coefficient. See what we need to do. This term already we know. Whenever a conic is given, this term AH, all this term we know. Right here, the first coefficient of first line L, M, N 0, and then L dash, M dash, N dash 0. So if this whole determinant is going to be 0, then such two lines are said to be conjugate lines. ठीक है, तो मैंने ये आर्टिकल कंप्लीट कर दिया है. इन नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल सी दिस, I mean question based on this one, and next I will start chord with a given middle point. क्योंकि मेरी टोपोलॉजी के
आवाज नहीं आ रही सर.
आवाज नहीं आ रही भाई?
आवाज आ रही है सर, उनको नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम होगी.
ठीक है, तो एक्चुअल में आप इस लेक्चर को एक बार दोबारा देखना, ये इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल है. और क्वेश्चंस हम लोग देखें, क्योंकि मेरी कंटिन्यूएशन में 2 क्लास है, तो मुझे भी एमएससी की क्लास है मेरी टोपोलॉजी की 11 बजे से. ठीक है, तो मैं यही स्टॉप करता हूँ. इस लेक्चर को मैं अपलोड कर दूंगा, आप लोग इसे रिवाइज कर लो और थोड़ा सा पहले से पढ़ के आना आप लोग, है ना. जैसे वो पॉइंट अभी बोला ना, कॉर्ड विद अ गिवन मिडिल पॉइंट कॉन्सेप्ट, फिर दोनों पे मैं कंबाइंड क्वेश्चन कराऊंगा. तो यहाँ पे तो मैंने जनरल कोनिक के लिए करा दिया. आप इसको एक जैसे सर्किल ले लो, जनरली x स्क्वायर प्लस y स्क्वायर इक्वल a स्क्वायर, उसके लिए करके जैसे पहले छोटे छोटे क्वेश्चंस देखो, कॉन्सेप्ट सीखने की कोशिश करो. ठीक है, उसके बाद फिर हम क्वेश्चंस को फिर एक्सरसाइज के क्वेश्चन में डिस्कस करूंगा, तो आपको ये कॉन्सेप्ट और क्लियर होगा. ठीक है, तो मैं यहीं पे एंड करता हूँ. ओके, थैंक्स.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.